Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And look, Jasmine Brand is here.
I am here, yeah.
Hey, Jasmine. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for this because my business partner, Tony Forte, is here.
What's going on, Ange? How are you?
You guys talking to the mic, Tony. Come on, you know what this is.
What's going on, Ange?
Don't act like this is your first time.
That is my partner for Coffee Uplifts People, but also we've done a lot of other things together. But today it's about Cup. All right. And we have Salima Scott here. Salima, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, and Ewuraesi Thompson. I said that right, from Shopify.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, we actually, you reached out to me via Instagram, which I'm so glad I checked that. And that's how we ended up doing some things together with Shopify. But I also know you're involved with Black Entrepreneurs Day as well.
Mm-hmm. It's coming up this Saturday. We're partners with them. We've done this for about 4 years.
Right, and I'll be there too. Because I've been there since the beginning as well.
Partnership.
All right. Well, Salima Scott, you are you own Urban Glow. Yes. You founded that company, candles.
Yes.
And you got the merch on, so we appreciate that. But we want to talk about partnerships and Shopify and how Shopify can actually help elevate Black-owned businesses and the commitment that you guys have to making sure that when it comes to marketing, when it comes to having a platform to be able to sell products, and also even the pop-up space that you have in New York and Soho, how that is actually helping build a stronger Black-owned business ecosystem. So let's get started with you, Ewuraesi, and what your responsibilities are at Shopify.
Yeah, so I'm currently leading the Black Entrepreneurship Program, and that got started back in 2020 when Shopify made a commitment with Operation Hope, who are a charity based out of Atlanta, but they operate across the United States. And we came together as flagship partners to create this initiative called 1 Million Black Businesses. And so the goal was to create 1 million Black businesses by the year 2030. And that's what we've been doing since. It's been amazing. And there's sort of tools, resources, education that we provide all the entrepreneurs who are part of it.
I love Operation Hope. And John Hope Bryan, I'll actually be at his event too.
Nice.
That he's doing in Atlanta. But the work that he's been doing with the Small Business Administration, and I know you guys are very involved in that, it's really important because I think a lot of the obstacles that we have as business owners in the Black community is, we start businesses, especially Black women too, I just want to say. Sure. But we don't get the funding and the capital that a lot of other businesses get, even though we're creative, successful. Yeah. Sometimes it's a lot harder for us to be able to access that. Jasmine, you also have your own business.
I do have my own business. I have an entertainment website called the Jasmine Brand. We have a staff of I think we're like 15 right now. But self-funded. I never even knew that programs like this existed. So it's cool that we're able to talk about this and give people some perspective on, other options that you have.
And Tony and we haven't even been on this platform to discuss, he's shaking his head already, what it's been like launching our own coffee company during the pandemic and even opening up a coffee shop.
Exactly.
And funding that ourselves too. A lot of us sometimes have to pool our resources together.
Yeah.
We don't have a friend of the family
that has money like that.
That part.
Or access to my dad's friend at the bank can provide this money for you. So, Tony, what do you think have been some of the obstacles that we faced?
No, I think the obstacles come because we've had rapid growth. And so with each one of those opportunities, you don't want to turn down the opportunity, but you're also funding each opportunity straight out of pocket.
Right.
Between Angela and I, we front 100% of that business. And, you start about doing an omni-channel business. So that's going grocery, enterprise, restaurants, brick and mortar. You're supplying all of these different businesses, and then we bring in our own beans. It's not like it's slapping your bean on slapping your name on somebody else's product. You have direct relationships from the farm to our importer to our roaster, and then finally when we distribute it out of Brooklyn. So that's a major undertaking in of itself.
It sounds exhausting just listening to it.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of, that scene in The Pursuit of Happiness where Will Smith has to lend him the money. And opportunities will come. It's we're in Target now, right? Which is a huge deal for us. But it costs money to change the packaging, to get the right amount of products, to put it in the stores, to get it to the stores.
And front the money and get paid back 45 days later. Yeah. It depends on what scene from Pursuit of Happiness, because some of those scenes get really, really close. That bathroom scene ain't too
that might be familiar.
I could be hitting on that one real
because it really is betting on yourself. And sometimes realizing if this don't work, sometimes you're just I gotta cash in this and cash in that. And Salima, you are somebody that I wanted to come up here just because with your Urban Glow business, you've worked really closely with Shopify.
Yes.
And I want to talk about what your experience has been starting your candle business.
It's been definitely a healing process for me. So I started Urban Glow after my divorce. And I use candle light and just lighting candles just as a way to decompress. And that's how I started my business. I started that in 2019. And when I came to developing my website, I really didn't know what to do. I knew it was different platforms out there. So then I said, okay, let me give Shopify a chance. And I literally created my website on my phone for like a whole month. And I love that they have that feature where you can go from like mobile to desktop, so you can compare it and see if it looked good on both platforms. But Shopify has been very, very instrumental in the growth of my business, just helping me scale, giving resources as a business owner that I normally would not have had, and I feel like I wouldn't have had it with any other platform at all.
What do you think is the best part of your partnership, or having them as a resource?
How they pour into small business, and I can't stress that enough.
Right.
I can't. Anything that we need as small business owners, they can provide it. I started my business online, and now I'm transitioning and actually opening a retail space.
Oh, wow.
So
Ooh, okay.
so this fall, actually in another 3 to 4 weeks, I should be open.
Where is it?
Yeah.
It's in Union, New Jersey.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Nice.
So
right by Short Hills Mall. Gotta pass
We
it.
love that mall.
Exit 50B off
So
the
definitely stop. So definitely stop by.
She has a
Please
shopping
stop
problem,
by.
so we'll be
Yes.
stopping by.
Yes, please stop by, because I'll be offering my handmade products there. I make all of my candles. I started out with 3. Now I have over like 20 fragrances and still creating from there. And I also offer candle making events too. So you can drop in and make a candle.
Okay.
But going back to Shopify, they definitely will help me with that transition, because now instead of me operating my my website and POS system on my phone, I'll need some their terminal to actually like run the business. And then also too, barcodes. Like I can actually print barcodes now and put it on my products. And
Oh, wow. That's a huge deal.
yeah, it's a huge deal. So I definitely think that Shopify has been helpful.
And we
in that
use
transition.
Shopify for my hair store too, private label in Detroit. And so that is something that's been like really instrumental. And there's nothing nicer than hearing that cha-ching every time.
It's like the eponymous sound. Everybody loves that. Yeah.
It's addictive.
Everyone loves it. I think there's a button for that sound, but yeah, there's all sorts of things for that. We definitely love small businesses. We love pouring into them. That's sort of the ethos of the company, where we call it being merchant obsessed. That's what we call all the businesses who are on the platform. But we want all the voices from the small businesses to make commerce better for everyone, and that includes sort of Black audiences, white audiences, everybody, literally. But the more diverse the voices, the better. So
You're also very intuitive to the entrepreneur. When you're trying to build a business and you're so focused on product or service, a lot of times you want to be able to remove barriers of entry.
Yeah.
And whether it's access to resources, whether it's point of sale and finance, and you all are instrumental in being able to remove barriers of entry that maybe 15 years ago, that was a serious either roadblock or it took a good amount of capital, from site development and POS and all that kind of stuff. And now you can pretty much do that for, I don't know, a few dollars.
Yeah.
So dope.
And that's the
And
goal,
it's
to have it all in the
investment.
same place.
Yeah. It's an investment.
Yeah.
Definitely in your brand.
And the other thing that it does is it really does gather some great data for you, so you can see like where your customers are coming from, who's a repeat customer. Like everything is just very easy to navigate, because sometimes that can be, really like like you said, we're trying to be creative, we're trying to start our own business, but what is a way for us to feel like I don't have to spend a ton of money hiring somebody to do these things when it's just very easily laid out for you.
Yeah.
And so I want you to talk about with Shopify, what you guys are doing in particular to support Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so as a part of 1MBB, 1 Million Black Businesses, we're providing various tools. So we have pop-up experiences on occasion. That's how we met back in March and had over, I I think, 1,300 people in the New York spaces, which is like Shopify has an event space back out in Soho. We bring people together every so often, the Black entrepreneurs, to meet each other, to connect, to grow community, because there's this solopreneur vibe that a lot of Black businesses are on. And so bringing them together to be able to connect, it's great to remove that sense of like isolation or loneliness. We've also done a number of things. We put on digital literacy workshops, financial literacy workshops, and we also bring a ton of Shopify experts to teach people about various things about the platform.
And that was important to me. That's why even us doing that together, we ended up putting our Coffee Uplifts People shop inside of the pop-up space, which has been amazing for us. But also giving people a space to work out of. You know, Tony, maybe you want to talk about that, since we've curated this cafe inside of that space for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and it's not, I don't look at it as just there's workspaces and then there's the workspace. And we wanted to create what is that primary workspace that entrepreneurs can go to. You got robust biophilia, a lot of plant life. You got dope vibes, music. We take our same playlist from our cafe, transport that in. And we are a unique coffee brand as itself. And so how do we get most of that same brand DNA into that space? And so now we're at 131 Greene Street. And we are just a cool space to get work done. If you're an entrepreneur and you're in your office or you're in your home, if you're working remote, sometimes you got to get away from the redundancy and the familiarity of that space. And sometimes you got to be around others that share that vibe. And we've created that space together between Coffee Uplifts People and Shopify.
All right, and let's talk about how this works. Let's say somebody's listening right now and they're like, okay, I have a business, right? And I've been just selling my things like direct to consumer, online. Maybe I'm on social media promoting what I have. How do I take that to the next level using Shopify? What are the steps?
I'd say probably signing up to the program. So shopify.com/1MBB. It's pretty simple. Like Tony was saying earlier, we're trying to reduce the barriers to entry for Black businesses. So getting on there, signing up, you're immediately going to be connected with the platform, and you get 120 days for free to sort of try it out. So you can play around with it.
Nice amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. It's more than enough time. We also get the opportunity to connect you with a business coach from Operation Hope. And so they can walk you through any things that you're having questions about or doubts about. And then once you're sort of settled and you've gotten yourself like familiar with the platform, we bring you into the Build Black community. And that's just a place for a ton of merchants who are on the platform, who are Black, who are just discussing various things. And we also share opportunities in there as well.
Now, what are some things that you've gotten out of this, Salima, just from you joining the Shopify space and then being on the platform and maybe connecting with other entrepreneurs?
Well, as she mentioned, the Build Black space. I mean, it's just such a supportive community of entrepreneurs. I mean, every week we're just, our wins, our losses. It's like, all right, you have fellow entrepreneurs that's just cheering you on, and at every step of the way. And then as far as you mentioned the back end of the website, and like, I didn't know anything about creating a website.
That's
like,
me.
Nothing, nothing whatsoever. I know the back of my website, like the back of my hand.
So that's how easy it is.
That's how easy it is. It's very straightforward, very straightforward. So that's what I've gotten from just the confidence to really run my business on my own. I don't have to hire anyone to build out my website. If I need to update any pictures, any product description, merchandise, whatever, I have it. I can take care of it. Now, do I want to? In the long run, no. I want to hire somebody else
eventually.
Of course.
You want to grow.
Shopify definitely has given me the confidence to just run my business and just fly.
But even in that same space, and I noticed you're real modest about how you've grown from 3 candles to 20, so I'm going to go ahead and let that be known. And, Shopify allows you to focus on your product as you've 7X to your original product assortment.
Absolutely.
You want to talk to that?
I can talk to it. Being the creator, the founder, the CEO, wearing all hats, the website maintenance person, I'm shipping all of my products out. Like I wear literally all the hats. Right. I know eventually I have to hire a team and build that out now with the retail space, but I do have the background. I do have certain processes in place thanks to Shopify, where if I did have to hire someone, it'll be an easy transition. I can literally create a training manual on how to get things done and pass it off to someone else.
Oh, nice.
So it is
You being modest right now.
And you're a mom too.
I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I have 2 children. My son, he just started high school this year. My daughter, she's 7 going on 77. And
Do they know how to make candles too?
they don't know, but they know how to
They know how to package them.
They know how to package them. My son, he put on the labels. I'll have him do like certain things. He helped me out at in-person marketplaces, and he's a good salesperson.
Oh, good.
I can
Guys usually are though.
Yeah.
Put him on payroll. Get that 15K right off.
I am. And, he's in high school now, so I mean that can be his after-school job. So I'm just thankful to like even transition into that space of just having a online business, and now I have a location where a place where I can call home, and my kids can grow up just seeing that. So
Even the story of taking a divorce and turning a situation like that into, let me start a business that's
Right.
therapeutic for me, but then let me grow this business into a way
That's super motivating.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a thought. Like I never thought about making candles until I was in that space where I just needed a lot of like healing and relaxation. And divorce is just a transitional period for anybody. Because you're mourning the loss of what was and what could have been, and you're in that emotional space. So after, I do still have a full-time career. So working my job, my kids are in school, I just needed some me time, and I couldn't go out to get it.
Right.
And I'm glad I didn't, because you know what you do when you go out and you kind of like don't handle, like you don't deal with the issues that you have. So I was forced to just sit in my backyard, listen to music, light candles, and be in my thoughts. And that's how I came up with like the glow part of it, because at night it would just glow outside in my backyard. And then the urban part of it, I'm from Jersey City, born and raised. So that's where that urban and the glow come into play when I was thinking about names. And you mentioned the trial period that Shopify give you. Thank God for that, because I really
120 days.
I
Nice.
sat on my website for a long time and didn't do anything with it because I didn't know what direction I was. I spent those months, I'm just thinking about branding and because I didn't want to do too much back and forth. How you're trying to create an image for your brand, and you don't want to keep backstepping. So I really took that time to do that during that time frame. So thank goodness for the 185, whatever.
120 days.
120.
We can make it 180.
Don't put that on us. 120.
I think at that time it was a little bit longer. Like I had that website for a while before I even thought about creating anything.
And a website is so important. You want to make sure that
I have a Shopify website I've never used.
What?
Well, Jasmine,
Why?
Let me do something for you, because I'm telling you.
Huge red flags going up for me here. Why have you not used
I
it?
don't know.
Okay, we need to change that. We'll definitely change that.
Can we enroll her in the program?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I need to be enrolled in the program.
Yeah.
And then also at the Shopify, so at the workspace that we have with Shopify on 131 Greene Street, you can also do product shots.
Yeah.
So you can arrange sketches. So when you talk about a one resource space, that's huge, because now you have a user-friendly back-end website. You have that for the point of sale. You can come to the workspace and you can grab some coffee, grab some tea. You can go downstairs. You can shoot your product. You can shoot your product. You can use free Wi-Fi. Like, there's a lot of resources that come from Shopify and adjacent partners with Shopify.
We definitely shot our product in there. We got, you see
all
the
of it.
pictures of us holding the mug?
They were in that was in that space.
Shopify, come on, you
That
gotta
looks
get that.
good.
Shopify space.
That's
And-
perfect.
And even just the special events and the pop-ups that you guys have in there have been amazing to be able to connect with people.
We just had an event last week on Thursday.
And we have another one coming up
We got another one coming up.
Yeah.
Another one coming up. So that's coming up.
Saturday.
Well, actually, they're going to push that one back.
Okay.
But it's still going to come. It's still
Okay.
going to come. That's a very exciting event coming for that.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
I don't know if I can talk about it. That's the thing.
Well, I'm going to say it.
I'm here.
No, but Ella Band, she's going to be actually doing her pop-up
Okay.
at the Shopify space. So that's going to be a good, fun
Dope.
one.
Yeah,
Slay
funding,
by Ella.
empowering a ton of businesses, like large ones, small ones. as
Yandy's
much as we
doing
love
her.
the small
Yandy's
ones,
going to be doing a pop-up there as well.
November 21st. That's
Yeah.
Yandy's event.
So we're trying to make sure that all these products that you get to see online, and maybe, and Yandy has a store in Atlanta, but now she can do a pop-up here. It's a great way for people to meet her, get familiar with the product, and be able to promote. because where else can you have like a pop-up shop in Soho?
Yeah.
But then also you got to think about everybody that you just named, between Yandy, Ella, what we have with Urban Glow Candles. These are all minority-owned businesses, Black women-owned businesses. And I think that when you see these opportunities and resources come together, it allows to close that gap that exists in the entrepreneur space. And so for that, I'm grateful to brands like Shopify and partnering with you further as well.
Yeah, even the event that I was at, you guys had me on the panel. It was, all Black-owned businesses, small businesses that were in that space. It was like a marketplace, and it was really exciting and really fun. And I was like, what can we do, more with you guys? So I appreciate the partnership that we have, but I do want to encourage people to go. If you're starting a business, if you have a business, take advantage of what Shopify has to offer. Ewuraesi, what's the address again?
Shopify.com/1MBB.
Okay.
But we're just excited. We're excited about, while we are closing the gap, there's still so much more work to do. So we're excited about putting all of those resources. You guys talked about capital earlier, and Shopify Capital does that. It allows you to reduce the barrier for a financial entry for a lot of Black businesses. That's a huge thing. So just providing that, making it really easy for them you don't have to do all this documentation. You just get finance based on your sales, and it comes out of your sales, and that's just a really easy way to get it.
Revenue-based financing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we love it. Well, you guys, no excuses. Jasmine.
Okay.
That can almost be another tagline for y'all. No excuses.
I love it. We might take it. Yeah, we might take it. I might. She said TM.
You just cut it towards coffee of those people,
Hey, we love it. Yeah, we might do something with it.
Well, thank you so much. It just was on my heart to be able to give people this information just because I feel blessed to have it. And congratulations on everything that you've done, Salima, with your business with Urban Glow and for partnering and everything.
I can't wait for the brick and mortar you're going to have.
Yeah, it's coming.
Listen.
You'll stop by.
Yeah, you'll stop by.
Yeah, I told you, I know exactly where that is, okay? So I'll be right in Union, New Jersey.
Okay, good.
I love it.
And thank you for the work that you've been doing. I know this is something that is important to you, even, aside from being at Shopify, just amplifying these small Black-owned businesses. So we appreciate you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Straight from Ottawa.
Nice.
All right.
Well, from Ghana, but yes, by way of Ottawa.
By way of Ottawa.
Yeah.
All right, it's way up.